All right. Good evening. Um, it is late Sunday night going into Monday morning. I want to say hello to everyone. Hope you all are staying warm. These next few days are going to be very cool. So I hope and pray that you all are staying warm or snuggled up with someone or some hot cocoa or chocolate. All right. So our financial quote, advice, wisdom for the day comes from Warren Buffett. And it says, be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy only when others are fearful. This is to be prepared to invest in a down market and to get out in a soaring market, as per the philosophy of Warren Buffett. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy only when others are fearful. I guess you can say that about me when I did Coney this week. So we'll talk about it. Let's get into it. All right. All right. So you can see here my account as it stands right now. We're at 56,000. Let's do a live and see where we're. We're up $55. For the day, we're up $178. For the week, we're up $453. For the month, we're up $7,400. For the 3 months, we're up almost $23,000. For the year to date, we're up $11.6 thousand. That's for the year to date, January 1st into now. For the year, going back further, we're up almost $32,000. And all time, we are up almost $25,000 for right at 80%. All right, let's take a look at this past week. So this past week we were at 42,000. Let's see what the 11 was on. All right, so the 11th was last Saturday. So bring this to let's bring this to the 13th. All right, so the 13th was right there, but last Friday, I guess, yeah, yes, 13th. That was 13th, which was last Monday. So so that would be a week, yeah. All right, so we was at 42,000. We started to make some progress throughout the week. Boom, 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 boom. Took a little dip here. Let's see here. That was the 16th, and then here Friday, the 17th, we made a nice recovery. Plus, we got our dividends payout, so that made a huge difference. So when the market closed at 1 p.m., 3 p.m., right there, that ain't right. But anyway, that's where we were after we got our dividends. And of course, this is the weekend that we're currently in right now. All right, so we went from a low of 42 all the way back to $56,000 in a week's time. It's saying 9,000 from, I guess, here to there. All right, so let's take a look at my buying power. All right, so our margin total has increased to 65,000. We borrowed more, which now we're at 51.5 thousand borrowed. We have a pending order because we have YBTC that has a drip option turned on for it. So it's going to reinvest this when the market opens on Tuesday, because the market is going to be closed tomorrow for the inauguration of President Trump. All right. So you can see here my buffer's gone up. It's at 17%. And this is also due to my dividend payout. This is also due to the market having some recovery, going back up, put me in a good spot. And we had a few weeks there in December and a week in January where we was almost close to being margin call. I thought we were, but we never actually did get margin call. But we were borderline. So I avoided it by adding money because I thought I had gotten margin call, but I didn't. It was just letting me know I was near margin call. That's something I found out new right here. I thought if this balance got down, the buffer got down to 2,000, then I was going to get margin call. Well, it turns out it dropped below 2,000, I think to 900 and something when I was sleeping that morning. And I was surprised I didn't get margin call. So I know now that I guess a margin call doesn't happen. In worst case scenario, when you get into a negative or hit, zero on this buffer, of course, they're going to ask when it gets when this thing starts to change colors. Um, they're going to ask you to deposit maybe several $1,000s in there, but you still are not at margin call. So, and then you don't have to do that because the margin can recover by the time the day is over with or the next day's market opens. So you don't have to panic right away. All right, so something new has changed here. I said, man, did the Fed cut interest rate again? And that is not the case. So what has happened is we are over 50,000. So anything over 50,000 has an interest rate of 5.55. When it was less than that, we were at 5.75. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So my, portfolio over that. So I said, cool, that's great. So that means that this is going to be less on the interest that they charge me each month. So that's great. All right. Let's see here. All right. Let's get back. All right. Let's go with it. Loyalty is at 866. Um, we have 300 shares. I was considering buying some on Friday, another 300, but I decided to stay with this cushion of buffer and my margin buying power because I did buy a huge position this past week and we got a dividends and it brought it back to 13. We was up to 17. All right. So I decided not to do that. Added the 300 more shares. I was tempted. Still made, but right now, excuse me, right now it's gonna be a no-no. All right, Tesla. We this is another position we considered Friday of adding in a position, and the reason why is because the margin maintenance at 30%, so it won't take up a lot of our buying power on OT and Tesla. So Tesla, you can see we're market the close price is at 1470 and our market price is at $3,800. Average cost is at 1403. We're down 174. Oh, let's go back to OT. We're down $476. Market almost $2,600. Average cost 1025. Misty. Misty made a nice recovery. It came down here. I thought it dropped lower than that in the past week. It hit 26 somewhere. There we go. December 31st. But I thought it hit it. Okay. I thought it came down in the past week. But anyway. All right. So it's at 29.83. We have a market value over $20,000. Average cost is at 26.14, 700 shares. We deal when I bought a large position in another play. I sold 100 shares of Misty because I wanted to make sure when the market opened up that I had enough buffer just in case the market took a downtrend. So let's see the margin maintenance on this is 60%. So I haven't been just stacking on it just yet. So right here on January 15th, we sold where is that 100 shares at $30.43, $3,043. All right. Also, January 17th on Misty, being that we sold 100 shares, we had 700 actually for the date that we needed, and they paid out $2.28 for 1595.44. SMCY is at 23.56. It is down the past week. Why's my computer a little slow? Come on now. this week, see if it'll show. All right. So it was around, there's around 25, and now it's down to 23 because they had a dividend payout of, I think, $1.72. So I did add to this position. We had 180 shares. I added 20 shares. That brought my average cost down to $29.72. You can see that we have a market value just over $4,700. We're down $1,200. And here, there's the 20 shares I bought on the 16th at $23.54, and we got paid out on the 17th, 180 shares for $1.72 for $309.87. All right, Coney closed at 1370. I think it came down this week, that's past week, yeah, 1175. Oh, I wanted to get it there so bad. Oh, I did get 100 shares, I think, around 1205, and then I bought another position. So let's talk about that. All right, so now we have a market value of over $68,000 in Coney. Friday's market return, we was up $2,200. We're still down $3,400. That's an increase because we were down as far as, I know 9,000 at one time, and maybe been 11 to 12,000 at the worst case scenario. So we brought our average cost down to 1439, and we currently sitting at 5,000 shares, and that is 63.67% of our portfolio. So we bought 100 shares on January the 13th. Where is it at? At $12.05, 100 shares. Wish I could have got more, but the way the balance and buying power was at that time, I couldn't. So when the market retraced a few days later, I was able to buy 900 shares. You can see it cost me $11,707.20, and we bought this at 1301. Oh, I would have loved to have gotten this at 12 something, 1205, 1250, but we'll take what we can get when we can get it. Oh, and that's going back. So I made this huge uh thing. Y'all remember the quote I just said? Uh, um, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. That's what I did. So when the market's down in the red, that's what I did. Oh, one other thing I forgot to tell you at the beginning of this video. We're going to talk about some crypto. Um, I'm going to show you my crypto.com portfolio. I'm going to show you the positions I have, number of tokens or shares I have. We're going to also talk about a new ETF that YieldMax has listed on their Twitter account. We're going to also look at snowball.com analysis, and I know we're going to hit our Q&A, and I think that's all we're going to do, and we're going to get out of here. So let's finish where we were at. AIYY is at 776. You can see that we have a market value of just $77. We're down $91. Have an average cost of $16.90. It'd be good to buy some, but that margin is at 50, so that's the reason why we haven't bought any just yet. But it's 10 shares, so it shouldn't matter. So we may do that in the coming week or two. I think did we get some dividend on this one? Yeah, look like we did. All right, so on 10 shares, yes, 38 cents, we got $3.76 for that. All right, YBIT is at 51. It's been doing good. You can see that in the past month it was down 47, but overall, around here has been doing good. I purchased this. I added additional 10 shares to what I already have. You can see I have a market value just over 1,000. We're up $9 on Friday, and we're currently up almost $38 total. And look at that margin maintenance. So that means you can acquire a lot more when this number is real small. But the price is not. But the price is up there, so it sort of balances out. Let's see here. We have reinvesting. the drip tide on here. I was waiting to see if they had a cylinder showing your cost average. I may have to get a little bit more history on my belt to show that. Let's see. Okay. All right. Moving right along. AMC dropped to, come on, AMC, what's going on? All right. We can see that AMC this week, it came down as low as 325. Probably was lower than that. But we did acquire some more of this, not in Robinhood, but in our Charles Schwab account. Um, yes. So, but right now, that's where we at. All right. GME, I did sell some of this when it was at $30 and some change in my other account. And IWMY is at $30.22. Average cost is 42. We haven't added to this position, but it did give us a dividend payout here of 705 at a distribution of 29 cents at 24 shares. All right, let's hit this right here. iCrypto. So this is my crypto account. Let's see here. See how much Bitcoin we have. All right, so we have an average cost around $40,000, but we only have about $2,600 invested in Bitcoin. You can see here we're currently have an unrealized profit of $3,900. You can see it live trading here. It's currently at 103.6. You can see what it's done over the past week. All right, let's look at our next position here. Ethereum. We have a little Ethereum here. We have average cost of over $1,800. We have an unrealized profit of $1,100 currently right now. We do have a little bit of Ethereum and Bitcoin staked in this account. XPR, we don't have any of this, but I know some of you may be interested in this. See, I don't have any here, but I know some people are interested in it. I know one of my coworkers is. All right, Dogecoin. We do have some of this, but we don't have it in this account. We actually have it in Robinhood. Why didn't I? Okay, let's go back to Robinhood right quick and take a look. Forgot I had this here. All right, so in Dogecoin is 36 cents right now. We have equity in this account over $3,600. We're currently up over $1,300, and our average cost is 22 cents. And we have 10,033 tokens in this account. And we did get a free, I don't have it in here, but don't see it. But Robinhood did give us some free Dogecoin first of the year. All right, next. I know some of you might be interested in this. This is the official Trump token. I think it says fight, fight, fight. This is what it's done the past week. I believe there it is, came online on Friday. And you can see it looked like it may have gotten around $7 or $8, and it took off 31, got all the way up to $72. And then look like some people maybe start taking a little profit, or just the overall market was cooling off. So, boom, there it is. All right. It is ranked number 16. Market cap of almost 13 billion. Wow. All right. Next, we have Shiba Inu, a long-time associate of mine. All right, you can see here we have, it doesn't, I guess my average cost is less than that, but anyway, it's not showing it there for some reason. All right, so we have over $1,000 invested. We're up $1,300 in Shiba Inu. All righty, we have Pepe. Pepe, right? So Pepe, it's not showing because there's several zeros there. But anyway, we have invested just over $408 and we're up over $2,000 in Pepe. All right, next we have, let's check out some of the other ones before we get to the big one. All right. These are some that I did invest in this one. All right, you see I got over 500. We're down $300 in that one. Crow with a knife. Let's see what else was there. These are some. These are in my other account, but I do have them. I'm gonna try to get them back over here. This is airdrop arena. Um, like if you take a certain number of your crow coins, you can earn some of these. So I don't know if it's got any average cost in this one, not yet. So when that lockup period is over with, it should drop it out here, and I should know how much I got. But let's go to the main one here, which is my biggest position. All right. So here we have 283,000 tokens, average cost of 8 cent. I think it's 8.3 cent. I think that's what it's actually at. So you can see we have over $29,000 invested. We have a profit of over $13,000. So yeah, that's our biggest position. Market cap just over 3 billion. All right, that concludes all of our crypto.com investments. Thought I'd show you that our account because it's been a while since I showed you that. Alrighty. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. All right, now, um, oh, Snowball. Oh, I tell you what, let's hit the this new. All right, so YieldMax right here, January 16th, which I didn't know. They are announcing this new weekly income and capital appreciation in portfolio of 15 to 30 AI and tech stocks. YieldMax portfolio income ETF GPTY is coming very soon. So I'm just putting that on you all's radar. Um, I saw this on my Twitter account. I said, man, I ain't heard nobody talk about that. So thought I'd just bring it to you all's attention. All right, let's get on to Snowball. All right. All right, so we have a value according to that, it's 55. According to Robinhood, they have 56. Small discrepancy there. Probably some dividends or something that's not been allocated. All right. Total profit, we've gained $2,200. You can see there, our capital gain, we're down $8,600. Our realized profit and loss is at a negative 75,000. And I'm sure that includes the portion of margin. All right, dividends received, over $33,000. Fees 768. And other transaction 1939. This is top day gainers and top day losers. Doge is a big loser, and Coney was our big winner as she made some recovery. This right here shows the recent and upcoming events. Some of these may be not accurate as far as the amount, but the dates should be correct. All right. So future payments. All right. The next 12 months, they're saying we should get 127,000. Of course, we know that if I reinvest some of my dividends or all of my dividends, it could be more. Based on these figures, saying we should have a monthly income of just over 10,000. You can see the first payout for the month here. So far, we've gotten paid 50. You know what? I forgot to show you all this right here. Yes, I'm sorry. All right, so right here, you can see where currently my active income is at, over $3,500. I paid $356 in tithes. As of date, my passive income is outpacing my active income. We're at 5,400. I think this week we got Group A, so that's going to include Tesla and some of the other ones that I have. I think OT or either, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm skipping y'all all over. Let's see here. The schedule. Group A, Tesla, YBIT, Tesla, and YBIT. I think those are the only two I have out of Group A. I would like to get these two here. Tomorrow. Yep. But anyway, let's get back to where we were. All right. So we can see here, I haven't added interest for Robinhood because that won't be added until February the 1st or 2nd. You can see here my Robinhood margin, as you saw in the Robinhood account, is at 51,000. 401k, I think nothing has changed there yet. And you can see now we are at 259,000. It had came down to, I think, 252,000, but we bought that big position in Coney of 900 shares, and that brought it back up. You can see our fees are starting to kick in here. All right, so we'll just continue to update this gradually as the weeks and months comes along. All right, let's get back to this. It was at Snowball. All right, so here you can see it's showing that Tesla, excuse me, Tesla has a dividend coming up. YBTC has two more. IWMY has two more payments. Oh, and YBTC has two payments. All right, so that's one, two. That's two weekly paying ETFs that we have. YBTC and IWMY. We would like to gradually increase those. I would like to eventually get YieldMax back into the equation, and I would like to get the new YieldMax LFGY Lefty, and this new one I just showed you all. But I think right now they have 100% required maintenance, so it's gonna be a while before I can actually do that. I may be able to buy one share. All right, so next month is saying that we should have an estimated of $7,700. And the reason why, okay, another reason why I bought a big position in Cone is one, my goal was to get 5,000 shares. Now I'm going to hold off on Coney for a while unless the price takes a serious dip to $10 or $11. And if I have the buying power, I will add to my Coney position. But as of right now, we're going to be good at Coney. But one of the reasons why is because in May, if you look there, we're going to have two payouts for group, I think Coney's group C, right? Yes, Group C. So we're going to have two payouts in Coney that month. That's going to be huge to our dividend payouts and our reinvestment and cutting down our margin. So that's going to be huge. All right, you can see here today, this is what we got so far paid out. You can see 2023 and 24 dividend growth. And this is our goal here. It's to have yes, 1 million annually. And this saying that we will be producing passive income of 126,000. I was thinking it was more about 85,000, but yeah. So anyways. All right. So here it's saying we should reach our goal in about 3 years. All right. Next, Coney. You can see Coney here. You can see the cost basis. That's the total amount that we have invested, 71,000, almost 72,000. Let's go ahead and call it 72,000. But we can see the current value of that account is just 68, and you can see where we're down at $3,858. Dividends received over 18,000. Realized profit, I think we sold one share. Total profit, that's going to include this minus that gives you total profit. Yep, there you go right there. Next on the list is Misty. We have almost $19,000 invested. It's up over our current investment amount, cost basis amount. So we received 10,000, almost 11,000 in dividends. We have capital gains, almost 2,000. We sold 100. I think, yes, we've sold Coney, I mean, not Coney, we've sold Misty twice in the last 2 months. Um, I had bought 200 shares, then sold them. Then I sold 100 shares the other day. So you can see our total profit, capital gain, uh, P&L, and dividends. Excuse me. All right. Tesla, you see here, same thing, small amount. SMCY, oh, that's another position we want to gradually work on getting. It has a 60% margin, but hey, we want to get there. All right, next. Uh, see what else we got. All right, this is talking about the yield. Get this out of the way here. See ya. All right, it's talking about the yield cost, vested amount, annual dividends, 96,000. Misty, almost 20,000. SMCY. SMCY is going to, if it stays down and I can gradually add to my position, most of that's showing the same thing. All right, right here, quickly. All right, so year to date. Year to date, my portfolio is ahead of the S&P by $10,000 for 22% since the beginning of the year. My portfolio is ahead of the Nasdaq 100 over $10,000 since the beginning of the year. And my portfolio is ahead of the Russell 2000 by $10,000 since the beginning of the year. All right, let's see here. It shows the S&P. That's the Russell. It's the Nasdaq. That's the S&P. And this is my portfolio. And that's all of them. Okay, and you can see the bigger chart. Capital realized 2025. Yep. There's more data. Holding performance. Misty's leading the way. Dogecoin. Heat map, sort of like. All right. Next, I think that's it that I can think of. So let's get to the Q&A. How about that, fellas? And we're going to get out of here. Let's see if we can get this done in 10 minutes, hopefully. All right. Let's see here. All right. This individual said, "Hello, sir. How long did you buy your stocks with monthly dividends?" Hello, sir. How long did you buy the stocks with monthly dividends? Did it go smoothly? Amazing to see you earn money. I never buy this kind of dividend. I have liquid in Robinhood account to get 4% every month. I must be buying this month and waiting for dividend. And I replied, I started buying these primary around August and September a few months ago. Before then, I had a small position just testing it out. I use Robinhood margin primary to buy these. So if you don't use a lot of margin, it can go pretty smoothly. But expect the stock to price to fluctuate a lot and the dividend payouts to fluctuate a lot as well. And depending on which ETF you buy, most of them have a very high return on their dividend. He said, thank you, sir, for replying. I will buy Misty and SMCY. All right, I see he liking some SMCY too. And some other ETFs you chart. Like you said, start with a small shares and add more later. I don't know anything about margin or trading options. I'm just going to say with margin, I had it with Charles Schwab, and the way they um, let you know how much margin we're using was confusing. And then I got greedy and I overused the margin, and I had Tesla, and I had to get out of there because I was losing big time. And then I waited a while, and then I started looking at Robinhood, and it looked nice. Or the cylinder got me. chart. And I said, man, I think I better manage where I'm at with my margin. And then once I got in there and got margin, oh, it was way better than I could have imagined. Because every time you get dividend, it cuts down. Okay, so when you get dividend pay, it goes towards your margin, or it can just, or you can use it to whatever. But it cuts down on your margin, so you don't actually have to come out of your pocket and deposit money uh, to pay off your margin like you do with other ETFs that may only have a 5 or 10% yield. With these yields being so massive, the margin can simply be paid down with your dividends. Um, and you just got to, start out and play with it and listen to other YouTubers talk about margin, but it's good. It's called OPM, meaning other people's money. And this is something that the rich do, use other people's money to get ahead or to not sell their positions and assets so they don't have to pay taxes. They can just pay interest on what they borrow. That's one way they get around it. All right, so Jeremiah said, do you need to hold beyond the pay date to receive the dividends, or can you sell on the pay date and still receive it? Let's see here. I said, no, sir. With these ETFs, you can sell on the pay date and still get your dividends. On average, you would need to own these at least 2 to 3 days before the payout date. Best to own them on the declaration date to be safe. And I provided a link below and posted some examples of the pay dates. And he said, so buy group, so buy group A on the 22nd, sell. So on the on so buy group A on the 22nd and sell them on the 24th. For an example, I said yes. Yes, you would still get paid. The stock price would take a reduce. The price would be reduced. So if you sold during that time, you could actually take a loss selling it. So I wouldn't do that. I would buy it to get paid out and wait till the price to recovery, and then sell if I wanted to. Or if my price is still low, I add to my position, bring down the average cost, and wait for another recovery and have a greater payout. He said, yep, did that last week. Bought 75 shares of Misty, took 5 to 6% gain on the stock price, as well as broke even on my Amazon position, AMZ. He says, new weekly strategies I'm running with. Very excited. All right, congratulations, Jeremy. I'm glad to hear that you taking the initiative and getting started, making you some money. It looked like you was already doing it, but you was doing something that only had maybe like a 4 or 5% return. All right, Gary says, I've been buying some of the YieldMax ETF lately, and I'm thinking about dropping 10K into Misty County. Would it be best to dollar cost average or dollar cost average um, much over time? I'm sure he's saying over time. I said it's always good to buy low and sell high. Everybody's situation is going to be different, and it depends on what you're trying to achieve with investing. If I was investing 10K, now, guys, like I say, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. I'm showing you what I do. So um, do your own due diligence. But if I was investing 10K, I would probably split the 10K between the two of them, meaning Coney missed it, and set a limit order to buy at the price I want to get it, which would require patience and not rushing into it. I would buy on the pullback of the stock price when things are in the red, and if I like and believe in stock, um, the recover, I believe the stock a recovery potential. Now I didn't. Now I didn't have the patience, so I started position and adjusted afterwards. Now with the elected president coming into office, we could see crypto-related stocks, ETFs start to move upward fast in the coming days, especially if he followed through on his crypto promises. And I think so far it seems like he's going to do that. At least that's what it seems like. So we could see a move in Coney, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Misty, Ybit, YBTC, anything crypto related. We may see a huge potential move upward, even in stocks in general, because of the optimism that the president is bringing. All right, Dougie said, "Hey, I'm a new subscriber. Thank you, man." And I said, "Thank you for watching. Stay tuned." CT says, "Do you take profit or reinvest? Do you eventually move profit into a less risky investment, such as Charles Schwab SCHD? Thanks." Someone replied, he said, "No, I reinvest and build for the future." And that's great, especially if you're not in a position like me where you need the money, reinvest and keep building. But because of my situation, because of the over $260,000 debt, I need to pay that debt off. And then I'll be in a position where I could just, man, just snowball those dividends. And I said, I actually haven't been taking profit per se, but have withdrawn money from the account to help pay my monthly bills. The last quarter of 20, I should have said the last quarter of 2024. I don't know if I can edit it here or not. Let's see. See if I can edit that. Nope. Can I? I would not go mess with it. But anyway, I'm in 2024 typo. It says, I said that was more of using margin available to pay to offset monthly costs. And that's because the last, I think in October, I had to increase my state and federal income tax withholding because I had withheld a large portion of the year, which I'm currently doing now with my gross pay that you see over here. I mean, with my net pay that you all see here, I have my federal and state off currently right now. And I probably will go until about May and I'll turn it back on. Last time I waited until October, but I actually paid more money in than I did last year. So we'll see. But I got more dividends paid, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I said, but it depends on the situation. If it's part of my strategy to use that profit to reinvest into another position, then I would. I've had problems in the past with not taking profits and losing out on that run up to never get back there again. So I've tried to break that old habit going forward into the future. And then I also said, no, I won't be moving anything into SCHD or similar stocks of that liking anytime soon. I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck. Once I reach a certain threshold, I'll look at maybe Rexshares AIPI or the FEPI or Round Hill. Um, is it Round Hill or I said Round Hill? That should be Rexshares. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Another typo, people. I'm sorry. As maybe a holding place for me. Stocks and ETF we need to yield something higher. Looking at ACHD, I provided a dividend yield of 3.55%, and over the past year, it's paid out 99 cents. So that's not enough for me to do, even to be a stabilizing place to hold. I would consider investing in something that, if I was looking for something that was very conservative that, as a holding place, it would be something like XVOL that I think maybe have a 10 or 15% return, main capital, um, something that has a nice dividend, but I don't think I'm going to really go that low. I'm going to probably be going after income. Um, Even if I was to put 10K in say Tesla or Google and waited a couple years and it goes up and say I drop 20K, right, and then in a year or two I'm up $40,000 in profit. I have to wait that long to get $40,000. I can, if I do what I'm doing here, I can probably get that in a month or two eventually, or three. So I'm about income, getting it now. I'm sort of late in the game, and due to my financial decisions, I'm all about income now. I'm not in this position where I want to wait. Um, I'm not saying I won't do that, but right now it's all about income right now. And so everybody shouldn't take my advice on that. That's just what I'm trying to do. And I said, yes, sir, building for sure. This was replying to the comic guy up there. He said, I said, building for sure. I want that $1 to bring me back $3 to $5 for me. So I'm not knocking anybody that wants to do that, but that's just not where I go because SCHD doesn't yes, you can rest at night, and it gonna probably have a little some growth and a little kickback on the dividends. But I'm looking for money. I'm looking for money that can make things uh, generational wealth and stuff. Yeah. So I want some big money. All right. All right. Man going investing. A man go investing said, dude, your position in Coney is huge. I love it. Ha ha ha. I'm only around 1,000 shares. And I said, thanks, man. It's been a journey to 5,000 shares. I'm going to hold off buying Coney for now unless the price dips to $10 to $11 because then my target is 10,000 shares. You'll get that 1,000. You're getting 1,000 shares is great. That's no small feat. Congratulations. And what's your target number of shares to own? So I don't knock anybody with 1,000 shares. I've been there. If you watch the We the Khmer YouTube channel, there's guys on there that's got way more than 5,000 shares. These guys are loaded. There was one guy on there that was making 30K a month, and he's a YieldMax high TF. He's a military guy, and he's making 30K a month. I mean, these guys are ranking it in. So that's why I'm not trying to do anything small that's 3 to 5% yield. Definitely an AI bot. He said, "What is all of your debt from? Is all that over 50K in credit card debt?" He asked, "And that 34K in personal loans. Are you using all of that towards trading? 252,000 in debt is crazy stuff, man." And he's right. It's crazy. Don't y'all follow and do what I did. Do not follow me on that. Unless you're crazy like I am and risky like I am. But no, don't do that. But I'm doing it. I told him, I said, you're probably right with all the above statements. Now that I think about it, stay tuned to watch me. So I'm letting them know with the help of the Lord, I'm going to wipe this debt out with these high yielding ETFs of $260,000 to a millionaire status. Pray for me, please, sir. Um, Surf Motor said, boy, you crazy for taking out loans and margin for stocks. You crazy. He's right, but there's two sides of that coin. OPM, it's called OPM. Y'all look it up, Google it. It's borrowing other people's money. And basically, it's simple like going to the bank, and the bank is going to charge you 5, 10%. Uh, and you're going to get 50 to 100% back. You can easily pay them back that with no problems and pay off the loan and no problem. OPM is getting ahead. As long as you're disciplined and know what you're doing with other people's money, you ain't got no problem uh, borrowing money and stuff like that. Yes, credit cards is not ideally, but hey, I was trying to change my situation, and so um, yeah, yeah, it's not the best. Dave Ramsey wouldn't like that. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, and I said, laughing out loud, I said, "That's what the rich do, right? Can a poor man, uh, can a poor man like me give it a try? Stay tuned and see if I fail at this, and if I do, let this be a warning to all future investors: do not follow my path down the rabbit hole." Um, Man, I can't make that name out. 3138. He said, "Man, I'm praying for you. It's fire." I said, "Let's get ours, man." All right, Alan said, do you so much, do you so much, much, do you so much, man, for the reviews? Oh, thank you so much, ma'am, for the reviews. Oh, yes, you're welcome, Alan. I try, man. I'm not the best on YouTube or anything like that. I'm just an average guy trying to change his situation, trying to change his financial situation, and bring awareness that there are high yield ETFs out here that if you're willing to take a look and study them for a period of time, nibble, get familiar with them, you can make some money out here. All right. He said, "Thank you, man, for the reviews. Really good stuff, helping me discover more ETF. The weekly payouts are very attractive." I said, "Yes, sir. They've just dropped a new one, LFG. And like I said, they just dropped another one right here. If you're watching this video still, where's it at? Uh, GPTY. GTPTY will be a new one that they're going to be introducing. So I provided him a schedule or list. What did I do? I believe there are a few more in the pipeline. Oh yeah, yeah. Provided a Weeps website. Okay. All right, Trey Novia. I believe I got that right. If I'm not, I'm sorry, man. He said, "Great video, man. I watch a bunch of videos from article about how to margin stack. For example, I have a buffer of 45% with no buying power. 45% buffer with no buying power. So I am maximizing my dividends. Might want to check that out so you can protect yourself against margin calls. Just helps to sleep better at night. The buffer can change a lot just on how you organize the order you purchase everything." Yeah. So one of the things I don't know if this is margin stacking. One of the things I do is like Coney and Misty. One pays out this week and the other one pays out the following week. So generally what I'll do if I'm wanting to get in there, I'm gonna get those dividends on Friday. So I'll wait about 5 minutes before the market closes on Friday, buy the amount of shares that is appropriate based on the dividends I'm gonna receive, and I get that put back in my account, and I do it the following week. Or if I don't get enough paid out to cover, I'll just I'll roll that week over as far as the dividend payouts and wait till I get paid with Misty, like I did this week with the 900 shares of Coney. So I don't know if that's the stacking, but I'm gonna try and check it out. I think this is a video to one of his. Um,
I'm going to teach you how I got here. You know,
So it says ETF margin buffer stacking strategy, maximum margin exposure for portfolio growth. So I'm going to check this video out. I don't know if I've seen it yet or not, but there's guys in the comments, and this is article ETFs. Uh, but I think that's the video he may be referring to. If some of you all also want to check it out, 118 says, "Myself, I quit on regular stocks unless it pays at least 10% interest." I feel you, man. Um, Anything under 10% is crazy. And for me, with these high yields, anything under 30%. Um, but hey, everybody's strategy is different. Right now, it's just high yield ETFs until I am actually making a little money. I'm with you, man. I'm all about income, income, income. That's me all day. I want 30 to 40, 30 to 50% or better. And I'm not doing no 3.5 to 1.5, I mean to 15% right now. I want income. So I'm with you, my brother. All right. That's all for there. Right. See, man, we still taking long on these videos. All right, here we go. Sharing success. He said 5,000 shares. That's awesome, my guy. That's awesome. He didn't say my guy, but he said that's awesome. I can't wait to see your next dividend payout. Good job, brother. Yes, sir. Thank you for watching. I can't wait to either. Plus, in the month of May, Coney will pay out twice that month. Yep. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. I think there's one more. Um, Shirley said, "Man." She didn't say man. Excuse me. Shirley said, "You're making my portfolio look light." Hey, man, don't look at it like that. I understand what you're saying, man, but just keep doing it. I was in the same position you are, and over time, I'm gradually building. I want to rush it so bad, man. I want to just hurry up and get to home plate instead of having to go to first base, but that ain't how the game works. I said, "Nah, we all help us one to another. You'll get there, my brother. It's just a matter of time if you so desire. But don't follow my lead. Blaze your path like the warrior you are." All right, so this video is gone a lot longer than I wanted. I thought I was going to be able to do it in another 10 minutes and knock it out, but I didn't. So just to be a reminder that the stock market is going to open on Tuesday. We're closed tomorrow, on Monday. Um, and hey, the president elect will be in office when the market open. So hey, let's see what this market does. Let's see if he makes these executive orders on day one. I think he's got a lot of them lined up that he wants to put in play. So let's see how this happens, and let's see if we can ride this wave or will we sink. All right, I'm out. You all have a good one. Stay warm, stay blessed. May God bless you and keep you. I'm out.